So this was the first time we went down to Rochester to fight, Ben and I.
Mm-hmm.
I know, Joe, you were up in Rochester prior to this.
Mm-hmm.
And you were fighting at what weight for this one, Ben?
This was 140.
This was 140. So this is the first time Ben and I are in Rochester together, and you were up against...
Jake Hixenbaugh. He didn't look that big. I've watched a couple of his fights, and he didn't look that big. But once I squared up with him, I was like, "Oh, he's a tall guy."
Yeah.
And he was really strong, actually.
Great kid.
Super nice guy.
I was gonna say he's very young, very game.
Yeah.
And super dedicated to MMA.
Yeah, very dedicated.
Yeah. He's gonna do great things for sure.
Oh, 100%. Very confident, very motivated, and he's got a good drive. And he was the crowd, like he was the crowd pleaser. Yeah, he's from there, so
he's the hometown hero.
Yeah, so he was excited to put a good fight on against me.
Ben Fouladi looking Dragon Ball Z as usual.
Yep.
Yeah. About to go Super Saiyan right now.
Yeah. Oh man, I was so pumped for this. This was like we had such a fun training camp in preparation for this.
This was my first fight with no shin guards.
Nice.
Nothing. So it was just like,
yeah.
I think it was 6-ounce MMA gloves.
We had been working so much on your jiu-jitsu, your wrestling, and just putting the time in with the striking.
Mm-hmm. The objective for this fight was to keep it standing as well, because I noticed he does like to strike, but I noticed in a lot of his fights he was getting taken down a lot. So my game plan was to just keep it standing and put on a good show. But it's the thing with a fight, anything can happen, right?
That's why you gotta be prepared at all aspects.
Absolutely.
And ready to take the fight where it needs to go.
Yeah,
hey, look at that.
As you can see, he likes
the flying kick. That was awesome.
I swear, my life flashed before my eyes.
Wait a second. All right.
Yeah.
It's happening now. It's awesome.
So I'm already trying to work for the triangle, but
he's doing everything he can to try to slip out.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing a great doing a great job of controlling the position and like not letting him escape.
His arm was so long that I couldn't even like defend my face. It just felt like his arm was going.
Just wrap it around.
Yeah.
But you had the right idea where you're blocking at his bicep and the way you're bringing your arm up to protect yourself.
Yeah.
And then what you can do is also attack that arm he's punching with while holding the triangle.
Yeah.
Here you attempt the arm bar.
Yeah, and then right here I try to go for an omoplata, just to give myself a quick second. And he looks at me, I'm like, boop, give me a punch in the face.
That's funny.
Try to stand up, but he's like, no. You could tell his game plan was just keep me on the ground.
Mm-hmm. I remember we talked after, and he said that like he had worked a lot on his wrestling, and that's where he wanted to take the fight, was to the ground.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was expecting your jiu-jitsu to be this good.
Right, when they start attacking from the bottom, it's like,
Yeah. And you can see here, like, you're still doing a great job to protect yourself by controlling his head, keeping his posture broken, and still doing a great job to block and protect from the punches.
Yeah, he was landing a lot of shots. It may not look like it was just grazing, but like those shots, they were
adding up.
Oh, they were adding up for sure.
But man, like, you're cutting the angle well. You're still maneuvering for the triangle and the arm lock, and you're still really defending yourself really well with the jiu-jitsu. It's here, whereas I remember when we talked afterwards, where we had to make adjustments to improve to prevent the ground and pound. And here you just got to get both feet toes up.
Yeah, I noticed I curled my toes, and I was telling myself, why did I curl my toes?
Yeah, if the toes are going up, it's going to bring your knees a lot closer together. That's the benefit of watching, fights afterwards, is where we can like really clean up and, prevent the mistakes.
Yeah, right here I tried going for a straight arm lock.
On the opposing arm.
Yeah, and then I just started throwing some punches, and right here I hooked under, and then he got excited and started dropping heavy bombs, and then his right arm was stuck under my armpit.
Nice.
Just pinched it together and extended the hips.
Good eye. Very quick reaction. That's awesome.
There you go.
When you get
Super
punched
safe.
in the face, you gotta implement a strategy as fast as you can. Awkward grab right here. I tried to pick up hammer
Yeah.
and it just.
He did not let you get double unders.
I'm like,
Yeah,
kidding me? Not picking me up, bro.
Oh man.
That's
Every time I look at the
Same
fight,
time.
I'm just so embarrassed. I'm like, what was I thinking?
Now picking me up anywhere.
Oh my god, that was
That's
good
perfect.
times.
That's so quick
I love
though.
it.
Just
Yeah.
like, no, you're not
He's
getting
like,
double
nope.
unders.
Bro, I've done that like thousands of times. Are you kidding me? That's my life, man. I love going to Rochester. It's a phenomenal show. It's always a
Absolutely.
fun time.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
great to get away with the team and be in that environment.
Absolutely.